This is a hip-hop themed political podcast, but we ain't talking about politics today.
You are now tuned in to the WRR podcast.
What's really
breaking news?
What's really we need? What's really your victory? What's really
Translating media.
What? You're my hero, Ron.
Garth,
You come out with stink like that. Poop. Poop
That
out.
shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit make me feel. That shit disrupts my fucking peace. So what I want to say right here tonight is in the midst of me doing that and in that shit, trying to find a little angle and downplay this nigga's fucking catalog and his greatness. I want to say right now tonight, how many people think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest motherfuckers to ever touch a fucking microphone?
Incredible.
Dreamville, y'all love Kendrick Lamar, correct? As do I. So
Holy shit. All right, so I know everybody done seen that already, right? That is not a shock or a surprise to anyone. Shouts out J. Cole, man. Shouts out J. Cole for doing that. Because look, a lot of people criticizing, all right. Got Joe Budden saying that, you know, every single rapper is gonna come after him now, that he's fair game, that people are gonna say, like, you know, even if J. Cole eats that rapper up, that you're gonna be like, why ain't you have that same energy for Kendrick? Look, man, I actually saw a rapper on TikTok already try to come at J. Cole. I'll put it like this, man. I'll put it like this, right? To me, that's like telling Jet Li, oh, but you ain't Bruce Lee. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, Jet Li is still gonna wash you, bro. He may not be Bruce Lee. He may not wash Bruce Lee, but ain't nobody else gonna touch him. Like, for rappers that think this is a good strategy or gimmick to, let's say, go at J. Cole is corny. Because unless you have a personal problem with him, you know what I'm saying? Like that rapper on TikTok, you know, he probably had like 10,000 followers or something like that. Like, you know, maybe he knows Cole, maybe he has an actual problem with Cole, but from the bars, he was just talking about, you can't talk about your GOAT anymore. Like, neither can you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Neither can you, right? So, miss me with this is gonna ruin J. Cole's career, blah, 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 blah. Like, look, at worst, this will solidify his third place spot. To me, that's what the worst that can happen, right? Because I don't really see another rapper taking him out, right? The only rappers that could take him out potentially is Drake or Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else, you know, Big Sean is great, but he ain't taking J. Cole out. That might be a good battle, but I don't see Big Sean taking J. Cole out in no battle. Not Meek Mill, not Wale, none of that. I don't see none of them taking J. Cole out in a rap battle. That's not happening. You know what I'm saying? All right? That's my personal opinion, but let's see how well this ages. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. You know what I mean? You gonna challenge Jet Li to a fight and tell him, oh, you ain't have that same energy for Bruce Lee? Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Stop at five. All right? But yeah, salute to J. Cole, man. Everybody's talking about it. Supposedly the Drake diss is dropping tomorrow. Let's see if that happens. Look, I'm a hip hop head. I'm probably too old to be discussing this shit because I'm in the same age group as these guys. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still a fan. You know what I mean? Look, I know people that work in Dreamville and people that work at OVO, right? So you could say I have a bias, right? But at the same time, before all of that, before I even knew those people, I was a hip hop head. So that comes first and foremost, right? I respect all three of these guys. All three of these guys are phenomenal and can rap their ass off. You know what I'm saying? But if we have to pick one out of all three, right? I mean, look, Drake is the most versatile, right? Drake could spit you some legit bars, you know what I'm saying? Bars, double entendres, everything, right? Then he can make you an R&B track. Then he can make you or hop on a reggaeton track, like Stop It 5. You know what I'm saying? The man is incredible, and I feel like most rappers wish they had the same type of range that Drake has, right? Let alone the industry essentially using his format with the singing and rapping, you know what I'm saying? You know, people might have done it before, but after him, everybody was doing it, right? Cole is the best overall rapper, in my opinion. He's the best fundamental rapper, right? He's the best Like when it comes to bars and delivery, he has the clearest, is the most is the clearest with the most depth, right? But when it comes to Kendrick, and I've said this before, right? Kendrick was the only quote unquote new school rapper that I put with the old heads, right? And Kendrick kind of touched on that in Control. Pause, right? Like I used to say, Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, Tupac, and it's like the only newer rapper that I would put on this list with these kind of people would be Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Drake and Cole are in a whole separate thing. I think Drake is just the number one for now. You know what I'm saying? But would I put him like above Jay-Z, Nas, or anybody like that? Me personally, no. You know what I'm saying? But I think Drake is a phenomenal. I think he's gonna be the biggest, right? I may not agree that he's better than Jay-Z, but he's bigger. He's gonna be the biggest when it's all said and done because he has the most reach because of the internet and things of that nature, right? Even with Future. Future, I don't consider Future a rapper. You can be mad at me all you want. I think he's a great artist. I think he makes great music. You know what I'm saying? As far as being a rapper, I don't consider Future a rapper like at all. You know what I'm saying? That's not a diss. That's like, no, you're a great artist, 100%. Like Drake is a great artist, but he's also a phenomenal rapper, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to you know what I'm saying, touch on all that. I'm gonna play some of the reactions. I understand all of the J. Cole fan reactions, like I understand, right? But there's one thing that I want to make a point of, right? I feel like everybody has a right, like the J. Cole fans have a right to be mad at him, right? Because it's like, damn, we were cheering you on and you just let it go, right? But at the same time, I don't think J. Cole really did any. What J. Cole did wrong was fall into the peer pressure at first. That's what he did wrong, right? But at the same time, bro, like he was taking shots. You know what I'm saying? And there's two shots that I've seen from Drake and Cole that went to Kendrick that I feel like went over people's heads. Because of course they do a lot of subliminals back and forth. But I'm gonna play the clip from Scary Hours 3 trailer where I perceive that as a shot at Kendrick, what Drake said. And then how that what Drake said correlates it with exactly what J. Cole said in First Person Shooter.
I'll say this to you, I feel no need to appease anybody. I feel so confident about the body of work that I just dropped that I know I could go and disappear for whatever, 6 months, a year, 2 years, even though I'm not really like into it. I'm not really into the super lengthy disappearances for the sake of mystery, but
right there, right? So I have it sped up for copyright purposes. So that's why it sounds funny, but right there where he says, I don't feel the need to be mysterious basically for no reason. That's a shot at Kendrick, right? Same way this one right here, and it's going to be sped up again, but same way this shot right here taken at J. Cole, right? Taken by J. Cole, right? Because as you saw there, as you heard there, he said, no need to be mysterious. No need, as you heard right there, he said no need to be mysterious. And that's one of the number one things that everybody's saying about Kendrick is just that he hasn't been active like that. He's been nowhere near as active as Cole and Drake, right? So it's like, they've been killing it for a minute. How can this guy just jump in out of nowhere? Where it's like, you have to, in order to do that, you have to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? But right here, we're about to hear the first person shooter part, which everybody talks about the big three, Aubrey, Kendrick, and me, right? When J. Cole said that, but nobody's talking about the line right before that. You know what I'm saying? Now it's about to be sped up, keep in mind, right? But this particular bar right here, listen. All right, so right here they have boss, but it's bars, right? That's bars. Hate how the game got away for the bars. Man, this shit is like a prison escape, right? So the complaint about Kendrick, he's not coming out with any bars, right? He said, I hate how the game has to wait for bars. It feels like a prison escape. And then if you want to, people might say this is a stretch, but in the Kendrick Lamar song, I got a bone to pick, right? He says, y'all sharing bars like bunk beds in a 2-man cell, right? jail reference right here, prison escape. Subliminals, it might be a stretch for some, but for the rappers and for the hip hop heads, you know what I'm saying, you know that that's a direct shot. And then very next line, everybody steppers will fuck it, then everybody breakfast. I'm about to clear up my plate, right? Kendrick's last album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Everybody steppers. So that's why Kendrick was like, oh, all right, word, like y'all doing this, like y'all want to act like I don't know? All right, let me come back out. And they set it up perfect for Kendrick to go at both of them, and in particular Drake. And what's crazy is that they're both on top of their game right now. So this is about to be hectic. I think it's gonna be bigger than Jay-Z and Nas only because we have the internet now, right? The internet was barely coming of age at the time of Jay-Z and Nas. You know, now it's full blown, and that's why this battle is bigger because it's just gonna be more eyes. Will it be better? That's what we have to see. Those are direct shots at Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Like, say what you want to say, and I can see why, you know, if J. Cole does that, you know what I'm saying, then how can he excuse himself apologizing now, right? Because everybody's like, oh, he just caught a stray, and J. Cole was just collateral damage. Look, this fight is between Drake and Kendrick, right? And I'm happy now that Cole has removed himself from the situation. And I'm going to continue to be a Cole fan, even with everything I'm saying. Like, yo, Cole is disgusting. When it comes to rap, like, stop playing, bro. Like, it's silly to say, like, that he's not top 3 anymore. Like, J. Cole's not top 3 anymore. Like, stop at 5, bro. Who are you replacing him with? Wale, Meek Mill, Big Sean? Big Sean maybe has the best case. Big Sean has the best case. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody going to put Wale in there. I'm sorry. But even though me personally, yo, Wale live performance, killer. Shouts out to Wale. You know what I'm saying? I think he gets underrated. I know that a lot of people gonna be like, ooh, whatever, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look, this is a hip hop themed political podcast, but we ain't talking about politics today. All right, we ain't talking about politics today. All right, let's get to it. We're gonna go over some of these reactions.
I am a J. Cole fan. Ask me. I've been fighting for my fucking life all day. My mentions are crazy. Niggas calling my phone like, yo, what you miss? I don't know what's going on.
J. Cole committed career suicide. I don't give a fuck what he's saying on the fall off. And I'm a J. Cole fan. Fucking rap, nigga. I'm deleting all that later. I'm deleting all your shit out my iTunes. I want all your posters off my wall. Nigga, I'm not fucking with J. Cole no more.
What a bold, mature move for hip hop, right? Very rarely do we see these types of mature moves. So I want to highlight that.
True. Shit, we ain't seen it in pop music and rock music when they was beefing.
Yeah. Like if it didn't sit right with his soul and his heart and his spirit, and if you wasn't up for the task, I'm not with the cosplaying.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's one part that I definitely agree with is like he's staying 100% true to himself. You know what I'm saying? Like if you remember Middle Child, the J. Cole song where he stated, I'm not gonna beef with anybody just cause, essentially, right? So even though yes, he was saying that I'm the best on a lot of his features the last 2 years, and he had every right to. You know what I'm saying? He was killing it. You feel me? But as far as this particular beef, like there's even Joe Budden saying, I think I have the clip of it, saying that, or it may not have been Joe Budden, but saying that everybody's gonna try to come at him now. Like people are gonna be like, oh, he's food now, right? I don't think that's gonna happen either. You know what I'm saying? Because most cats know they it would be a losing battle trying to go at J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick is obviously the only person that I think J. Cole would do this for. But I don't think he's not really a beefing type. You know what I'm saying? That's not his MO. And like Joe Budden just said, like, no more cosplay. Like, that's not your agenda. And ain't nobody's mad at that. I'm not mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, drop the main point, right? Because J. Cole is essentially a gladiator in the middle of the Coliseum, right? Everybody's cheering him on to fight. And it's not that he's afraid to fight. It's not that he don't, it's not like he's not willing to put his life on the line, but he's just like, you know what? I don't have to do this. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have to give in to y'all to put myself on the line like this, bro. Like, it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? On Middle Child, he said, if I beef with a rapper, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be legit. There's not gonna be no bullshit, bro. Like it's kind of like, you know, if you're a real killer, you know what I'm saying, unless you're like a completely psychopathic, like you want a real reason to take somebody out. You don't want to be taking people out just for no goddamn reason. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna affect you down the line. But if you're taking people out and you feel like you have a very good legitimate reason, then you know what I mean, makes it easier. But you're in the Coliseum, right? You about to take on this fight, and you're like, nah, I'm good. Like, do you have the power to let power go? Right? That's the real power. You know what I'm saying? That's the Kanye line. A lot of people wanted to use the Kanye line from Get My Money Right, where he says, don't fix your lips to say something where you're gonna end up apologizing, right? So understood, that line is very applicable. But to me, the applicable line that I use is from Kanye's song Power, where at the end he says, do you have the power to let power go? How powerful are you? Who's really in control? Who's walking the dog? Is the dog walking you, or are you walking the dog?
It's really, really, really.